Hey, how's it going? You're here with Alex, and I'm bringing you a review of the long-awaited Ibanez Premium AZ242. So first off, I hope you guys are doing okay and you're being safe out there. We're in some crazy times right now. This was back ordered for quite a while with the whole situation that we're in, but I contacted Ibanez and they were awesome enough to send me one of these. I didn't get it for free, so I'm trying not to do a biased review here, but if you've seen my Prestige AZ review, you'll see that I'm going to do my best to keep this as honest as possible. Now, the only thing I did request from them was to find one of the darker roasts as far as the neck color goes. And I gotta say, this thing blows me out of the water. This thing's super dark. It looks awesome. There is a tone variance as far as the color goes from the maple fretboard to the maple neck. It has a nice contrast. Some people don't like it and they like it to be more uniform, but I actually like the variation of the shade of darkness. So the finish is charcoal black burst. What we have here is a poplar burl top. You got a basswood body. These are the Seymour Duncan Hyperion sets with the Dyna 10 switch here. Volume tone, you got the Artcore knobs. The Godo T1502 Tremolo. I didn't add the Wilkinson locking saddles yet, mainly because they don't have the gold hardware variation yet. They only have chrome. You have stainless steel frets jumbo, lumen lay side dots here. As stated earlier, this has a roasted maple neck and fingerboard, Graphtec nut, and then lastly you have the Magnum locking tuners. So out of the box it comes just with a little gig bag. It's not the greatest gig bag. The shoulder straps are kind of like set outward. It's kind of weird, especially if you're just holding it in over one shoulder. It kind of like leans, and it's not the greatest gig bag, but I mean, if you're just going to store it somewhere, it works. They used to come in these nice Ibanez hybrid kind of foam hard cases, which are really awesome, but unfortunately it looks like they are cutting costs right now. So the guitar comes preloaded with D'Addario 10-46 in standard tuning. The action was set pretty high out of the box or out of the bag. So what I did was that I installed brand new strings. Again, I just put D'Addarios 9-42 in standard tuning. And then the only other thing I did was I took out the center spring. It usually comes with 3 springs, but I took out the middle just so you have 2 springs in floating action here. And what it does is that it actually gives you a little bit more of a springier feel when you're using the tremolo bar. And 2, especially if you like to do a lot of the flutter effects, it's a lot easier with like the 2 springs installed rather than the 3, so less tension with the springs and you get more of that flutter effect, which is really awesome. Upon inspection, the fret ends are done really nicely. There's no sharp ends, and 2, the ends are treated really well, almost kind of like the Ibanez Prestige treatment. Definitely looks a lot better than my 2 Prestige AZs, which is kind of surprising. So maybe I got really lucky with a nice one here from the Indonesian factory. Upon setting the action really low and setting up the intonation, I was kind of expecting that I might find like a high fret or 2 or some dead spots, but to be honest, I have been playing this for 2 months now and there's nothing wrong with the fret leveling. It's accurate. It's flawless, I would say, which is really surprising and actually really impressive to me. It's kind of like how I expected the AZ Prestiges to be, but I'm really happy with the Premium so far. It's definitely a step up. So one thing to note with the tremolo here is that the Godo arms, they're kind of like the Ibanez Edge Zero and Edge Zero 2, I believe. No, I think the Edge Zero 2s have the actual like thumb screw, but the Edge Zeros that come in like the Prestige guitars, you can actually swap them out. They're the exact same arm. And another thing too that you could do is if you have like the original Edge or Low Pros or the Edge Pros, you can actually drop this in to the arm socket here to use it with the Godot 1502, which is really cool, especially if you do want your arm to be a little bit more solid. I know you have like the little thumb screw here to tighten it down, but with the extra little white sleeves, it gives a little bit more tension, so it'll stay in the spot to give you all your fluttering needs. So with the feedback from the previous Prestige AZ review, I decided not to pop in the DiMarzio pickups, mainly because they're saying that it's not a true review if you already swap the pickups, and why even bother, right? So right now I have the Seymour Duncan Hyperion sets in here. I'll be doing a demo through my XFX3, and to me, with the 10 voicings that it has, I feel like you hear it more pronounced in like a clean to mid gain kind of section, with the you know, selecting from like the humbucker to like the splitting it to single, and with all the other tone variations, which I'll try to present with maybe one lick or two, just to show you guys the differences. Once you're going in through like a high gain setting, that's where it's kind of hard to really hear the variances. So usually in high gain mode, you're either in full bridge or you're in full neck mode. So with the tremolo, it does stay in tune fairly well. If you've seen my other videos, you've known that I'm not the happiest with the tuning stability, but you know, there is that, you got to reach that middle ground with this guitar, especially if it's not a double locking system. However, with subtle use, it does stay in tune pretty good, but if you start going like, you know, crazy dive bombs and, you know, crazy pull-ups and all, you are going to find that the strings that are more prone to tuning instability, I would say, would be the G, the low E, and then also the B. So the Seymour Duncan Hyperion set, they sound okay, but to me, I feel like it sounds a little sterile to me as compared to like my DiMarzio pickups. I feel like the DiMarzios have a lot more of a low-end, warmer kind of feel to them than these ones do. These ones kind of bite you a little bit differently, which I'm not really used to. and maybe it's because I've been using DiMarzios for so long, but they are definitely going to be getting swapped out for some DiMarzios. But overall, if this is like your only guitar with aftermarket pickups, you'll probably like them. They do have a nice flavor as far as like the 10 tones, but yeah, I'm going to swap them for sure. So the main differences between the premium counterpart with the Prestige is going to be a few small things. So the neck is just a standard roasted maple neck as compared to the Prestige, which is the S-Tech treated. So an extra process that they go do that's super secret. Another thing too is the body. So this is a basswood body. The Ibanez Prestiges use a alder body. And then lastly, it's going to be the Godot 1502. On the Prestige, it's going to be the 1802, T1802, T1502. You're going to see a difference between the saddles. These are the steel saddles versus the titanium in the Prestige, and then also in the Tremolo block itself. This is a die-cast zinc block, and then two on the Prestige, it's actual hardened steel. The block is a lot thicker in the Prestige as compared to this one, so some people will argue that you're going to get more tone out of the bigger block. One thing to note about the neck profile, now I've been playing with the AZ for quite some time now, but when I swap to this neck, it feels like it's a little bit thinner. On the specs online, it doesn't show that they are different in any way, but to me, it definitely feels a little bit smaller, a little bit more comfortable than the previous Prestige AZs. Maybe I just got one from the production that, maybe they gave it a little bit more love, but I kind of like it. So overall for $1349.99, I definitely recommend this one over the Prestige actually, mainly because to me, the burl top looks absolutely awesome. And then two, with the extra cash, you can either upgrade the block, the pickups if you don't like the Seymour Duncan Hyperions, and then also you can add in an actual bone nut for just under the actual $19.99 that the Prestige counterpart goes for. So that covers everything about the AZ Premium. I'm hoping to do a review soon of the Ibanez 550 Genesis series, which is probably one of my top 5 favorite Ibanez's right now. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. If you like Seymour Duncan's better than DiMarzio's, leave a comment down below so we can battle it out. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post videos. It's been quite a while now just with the whole COVID thing and me working a full-time job. It's kind of hard to do these videos now, but I'll try to get them done as best as I can. You can follow me down to all my social media platforms down below too, and until then, let me know which Ibanez you'd like me to review or to display. I have everything from a few gems to the John Petrucci's to some awesome 550s and 700 series too. So until then, pick up one of these if you can, stay safe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.